Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is another great episode of Brother the Podcast. And I'm, of course, your host, Coop. And as you can see, I haven't burnt my gear yet. Great bounce back win this week. I was hoping for it. And the Falcons came to play on Sunday. And I'm thankful because I don't know where I would have been in a mental state if they did not pull that win off on Sunday against a backup Marcus Mariota, former Falcon who quit on the team, and he would have came back and beat us. That would have been a nasty storyline for us going into this week in the NFL. Falcons get a nice comeback victory over the Washington Commanders, man. Let's talk about it. No Jaden Daniels, no Terry McLaurin, which meant it was a must win for the Atlanta Falcons, and they got the job done. Unfortunately, it was kind of close in the end. We did give up a little bit of a comeback type again. I mean, because the Falcons, they're never used to closing games. They always give up stuff on a comeback. But still operating out of the pistol. We did score twice out of the pistol this week, so it was effective, but I still would like to see much less of it. Their defense played particularly well, probably up until the fourth quarter until they got a little lackadaisical and started playing a little softer in zone and gave up the late touchdown to Debo, which kept them in the game. But it's still a lot to clean up for Raheem Morris and the boys. We're heading into the Atlanta Falcons are heading into the bye week next week for week 5. For the first round of buys, so we get to rest up and come back into a nice game week 6 against. Oh, then we got Buffalo on Monday night, week 6 after the bye, so that's going to be tough. So I'm glad we get to rest up before that one. Great win. It's a good boost for morale. Obviously, I'm smiling ear to ear. I get to talk a little garbage to my Commander fans. Commanders left hand down this week. Let's go. We're just gonna enjoy this win, man, because wins are really hard to come by in the NFL. Let's enjoy this one, especially when you get to beat up on the local team here, man. I love that. I love that for us, Falcons and Atlanta fans, man. But we still got to learn how to close out games a lot better than what we do, man. Closing has to be an emphasis for not only us, teams like Baltimore, Kansas City, Philadelphia. They've been executing like the good teams execute and close out a victory and find a way to win. Although we did that this week, we need to, you know, put foot on necks when we have a team down, and we just can't seem to do that like ever. So, but great, like I said, I'll enjoy the win. We're going into the bye week. I get to, not stress for a couple weeks and just enjoy this, man. Because the stress begins again, like I said, week 6 when we got Buffalo on Monday night, which should be a really good game. Hopefully, everyone is healthy in that game and on both sides, because I want to see a really good matchup. Running game is going to be good against the Bills. I'm hopefully Drake London could get something against that, kind of weak secondary. It'll be a tough matchup. It's all going to come down to how we contain Josh Allen in that one. So I'm looking forward to that in a couple of weeks. But we got a lot of good games to get to here in this NFL Week 4, man. The Eagles stay undefeated once and for all against the tough Tampa Bay team. And they just, like I said previously, just keep winning games. And it doesn't really matter that they don't have the explosiveness from their 2 elite wide receivers. Because at the end of the day, their defense is playing excellent. They're getting pass rush. Special teams has come to play and has picked up the slack tremendously. They blocked another kick this week. So, I mean, I saw some comments where online is that if the Eagles keep blocking kicks, they're going to try to ban that too, like they did with the tush push. It's possible. I mean, like I said last week, man, defense and special teams cannot be removed from the game. Although we want it to just be offense versus offense, at the end of the day, it's just no. It is a factor in the game. You got to study it. You got to be prepared for it, and you got to execute. At the end of the day, you got to block the man in front of you to execute the kick, or you got to beat the man in front of you to block the kicks. Vice versa, man. You guys got to come to play in all 3 phases of the game because one phase could save you at the end of the day. If defense is not rolling and executing like they should, offense is a little lackluster. Special teams can come up with a turnover, a big play to spark a drive, or even block a kick and score. So, yeah, like I said, the Eagles have found many different ways to win ball games this year outside of throwing the ball outside to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And even Saquon has had somewhat of a down year so far to start off compared to what his 2,000-yard start last season. So Eagles just going to keep finding ways to win. I know Baker and the Bucks are going to be tough still moving forward, but The Eagles just have that championship pedigree and they know how to win ball games. They just do whatever it takes on any phase of the game. Rams skated by on the Colts, man. Rams offense looks really good. Matthew Stafford and his back does not seem to be a problem like it was coming into the season in training camp. I'm happy to see that because at this point in time, he's looking to get another like triple crown season to Puka Nakua. He had an explosive game here Sunday. Had like 13 or 14 catches for like over 140 yards. Absolutely phenomenal. It's just becoming his new go-to number one target down the field. And it's just like, Puka down there somewhere, man. Go get it. Almost Calvin Johnston F that we saw him, Stafford and him and Calvin Johnson do in Detroit. It looks awkwardly similar to that output. And the Rams defense, we already know they got a young, strong defense and it can keep them in pretty much every game. So if I'm the Colts, who just, you just lost one game to the Rams, man, I am feeling inspired by the production and the play of Daniel Jones. Like I said in previous episodes, I've been harping on this. He's been a great fit for their system and their production for that offense. And they were 3-0 coming into this game. They lost a tough one here to the Rams. Looking forward, I'm excited because as a Colts fan, we have, a semblance of excitement for what we've been trying to find since, Andrew Luck has left and you've been trying to get the O-line right, trying to keep the defense right, keep the secondary together, keep that healthy. And then now you finally get Jonathan Taylor, the run game, and now we're executing our offense. We just lack the quarterback play. And now we have it. And Daniel Jones. Anthony Richardson was supposed to come in and be the savior this year and finally be healthy and be, the elite quarterback that they need to help run this offense. But it seems like Daniel Jones is a much better fit, a lot more accurate in the short and the intermediate passes, and it's still giving you that rushing ability because he's been vulturing a couple touchdowns from Jonathan Taylor in the red zone, running a QB sneak at the goal line and in the red zone. So they have been, man, absolutely just great. They've been great. If I'm Colts fan, be excited. You're probably gonna win 10 to 12 games this year. You're probably gonna walk away with the division. And let's not forget, Daniel Jones has won a playoff game here. Yeah, you probably forgot when he was with the Giants, he did win a playoff game against Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, went into Minnesota and beat them as an underdog. Guy can get it done when he has the proper structure around him. Although it just seemed like he was a bum and inept, but it was just with this horrible New York Giants organization who unfortunately lost their best player this week in Malik Neighbors. Jackson Dart did come away with the victory and pretty much saved the ball's job for the time being and the GM. It looks like Jackson Dart is going to have some promise there in New York, but they still have a lot more other problems to tackle for the New York Giants. Bears, man, they show a lot of fight and resilience. I mean, Ben Johnson, the strict, stern coach. I know that he had a certain interaction with a reporter this week. I'm not really going to get into that too much, but if you want to, you can go look that up. But he's keeping these guys in line and in games for the most part. Until Caleb Williams gets on a straight and narrow type playing, they're going to be in certain games. DeAndre Swift has showed out really well. He's been formidable in the run game, great as a receiver as well. Bears are going to be a tough out every week with Ben Johnson under the helm and Caleb Williams throwing the ball. They're going to really be in a lot of tight-knit ball games until they can finally fix this offensive line. The offensive line is still, although it's better than what it has been in the previous years, it's still not right in terms of picking up blitzes and just executing on a down in and down out spot to where they can properly protect Caleb Williams and give us some time to throw downfield. I feel bad for a little bit for DJ Moore because I feel like he's been used kind of in a Deebo Samuel role, like when he was with the 49ers, almost like kind of like a glorified receiver back. He's been getting a lot of handoffs and stuff and just screens and stuff out of the backfield. I mean, if I'm him, I'm kind of looking to get more downfield targets because it's like Ben Johnson, man. Yo, you can't keep putting me in harm's way. It's this 8-year veteran receiver. I'm looking to try to at least get maybe another deal after the one that I'm currently on, even though, it is a mega deal. I think I think the Bears will be fine moving forward. This division is, shaking up a little bit. Obviously, the Packers went down. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Lions are still sharp. Their offense has come to play, but the Bears can still be competitive. We don't know what the Vikings are going to do with JJ McCarthy being down, but the Bears will be competitive moving forward, man. They're going to be a tough out every week. So do not doubt these guys. They got the new coach. They got the new offensive line. It still needs a little more work, but they're gonna get it done eventually. So don't be surprised. Chiefs beat down on the Ravens this week, 30-27. Fortunately, your boy Lamar Jackson went down with a hamstring injury, and that really severely affected the outcome of this game. Chiefs, again, they know how to win. Xavier Worthy came back. He had an impact on the game. And the Chiefs are just holding on till they can get some guys back. Rasheed Rice and Kareem Hunt is starting to do his thing. But it's super balanced and it's all on Mahomes right now, and he's just been showing you the greatness of what he is. A lot of let me just go out here and make a play type of things. Guys getting organically open it happens here and there, and then there's score on like the deep route that that Worthy will beat somebody on, but a lot of the shorter intermediate stuff has been Kelsey work or just let me run around and make a play and then somebody can get open. Chiefs are going to be good, but I don't know when is their luck run out? We don't know, but they're still a good team and they're well coached and they're disciplined. So they're still going to be tough outs moving forward. Dare I say another Super Bowl for them moving forward. We don't know, but that'll be interesting to watch. I think to see who has ability to take them out in the AFC because it's not looking like anyone right now because the Chargers, although they look sharp, I don't think they have enough defensive output to stop all of the Chiefs' weapons that they can hit you with. The Ravens are now without Lamar Jackson. The Bills are tough. They have a shot to beat them this year, but again, Josh Allen has not beaten Patrick Mahomes in the big games in the playoffs. So there's also that question to be answered. I don't know. It may be his year coming off the MVP. We don't know. We'll see. But right now, it's the Chiefs it's the conference right now to beat. It is what it is. Boys and Packers, man, in a barn burner for the ages, ended like 40-40 high on Sunday night, which probably was the best game of the day. Cowboys showed an immense amount of resilience and toughness to just be competitive in that game. To be honest with you, they had an elite blocking scheme prepared for Michael Parsons and basically held him to no impact in the game. He was accredited with one sack, but that was on a run out by Dak, and he got him right at the line of scrimmage, and they gave him a sack. So other than that, Michael Parsons was held to a minimal effect. I know a lot of people were upset that this game was ended in a tie because of all the drama and the headlines coming into it with Michael Parsons and Jerry Jones and all of the back and forth in the media. But at the end of the day, man, you can't keep playing possessions back and forth, back and forth. It just showed today that these two teams were very evenly matched. And sometimes they ended at a tie. And it just happened to be that this game. I know a lot of people were mad and football games shouldn't end in a tie and we're going out putting our blood, sweat, and tears. Man, the parity in the NFL is so tight you may eventually end up with a tie sometimes. And the Packers almost smoked their ability to even try for a tie. They ran a fourth quarter play with the clock running. If Jordan Love throws that ball that in the last play out of the back of the end zone, McManus doesn't even have a shot with 1 second left to even tie the game. So it feels like a loss to both teams, but I'm telling you, a tie is much better than a loss, especially when it comes back down to playoff seeding and getting into the playoffs because I've seen the Steelers get in the playoffs with a tie. I've seen the Bengals get in the playoffs with a tie. I've seen other teams make it with a tie. So it'll be okay for both of them moving forward. It's more crucial for Dallas considering where their defense is playing and no CD Lamb right now. So they're going to be fighting for every win that they have nowadays. Green Bay started off hot, but their defense has now taken a step back. Everybody had them on a pedestal. Slow your roll there on Green Bay, man. Cheeseheads are not exactly about to be in the Super Bowl just yet. Take a minute, think about it. Bing. Yeah. The defense really struggles on the back end. Parsons had very little impact, man. Great blocking scheme for him going down the stretch. And it was an excellent game. A lot of back and forth. Turpin came to play today. Javante Williams had a nice output in the run game. And then Romeo Dobbs is just like the new Mr. Touchdown, 3 scores in the game and has really showed out with the going with Jaden Reed going now. So good for them. Let me double check to see who the Packers have next. Yeah, so they have a bye in week 5. Very limited games week 5. We have a few teams on bye, including Atlanta. I think the Steelers are on bye and Green Bay. So it'll be a nice little short and sweet slate coming up next week. No double headers on Monday night as well, but we'll pick that back up week 6. We got Falcons and Bills, and then Bears and Commanders on Monday night as well, week 6. So it's gonna be a fun week of games, man. And also, I don't know if you guys heard the news. You probably have because it's been all over the internet. Hey, man, my boy Bunny is going to be performing and headlining the halftime of the Super Bowl, man. That's actually was kind of exciting news for me. It's much better than what we had last year. If you guys know me personally, you know I am not a Kendrick Lamar fan at all. So, yeah, last year's halftime performance wasn't much for me. But I know that even though Bad Bunny doesn't sing a word of English. I know every song of his by heart from working in what is now basically a Latin club that I work at. It's Bad Bunny, and it's gonna be exciting for me, man. This is the Latinos' time to stand up, man. You guys got to come and support Bad Bunny, man, and let everybody know what y'all dealing with in y'all culture and stuff like that, man. What can I say about that? All I'm gonna say is you're gonna receive a lot of. You probably have been like, cause like MAGA world, I see on Twitter and stuff is already bitching and moaning and complaining about the halftime performance. Oh, he doesn't speak English, and a lot of stuff. I mean, just because it's not in English doesn't mean it's not good music. Good music just gets you up and moving, man. And trust me, Bad Bunny's got some music that gets you up and moving, bro. It cranks. It's hard to deny because the guy, he's literally the hottest artist in the world right now. If I'm not mistaken, it's probably him and who, Taylor Swift or Drake. We don't want to see Drake behind Kendrick Lamar on the Super Bowl. That's not going to happen. They missed their Taylor Swift opportunity last year with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and then Kelsey definitely was going to propose if they would have won the game after the Super Bowl. So that would have been a headline that they could have run with. But that's off the table now. So it's like it leaves you with really only a couple of options here for the Super Bowl. Who else is really killing it right now in hip hop or just in music in general? It's just like it's a bunch of one hit wonders right now and some folks that's not going to be here long term. I mean, you got like I'm not doubting or hating any of these other artists that I'm about to name, but it's just these guys are not living up to any of the hype. People like Shabuzi, he's got one song. Who else is hot right now? Boss Man D-Love, like, come on, we're not putting him on the Super Bowl. Sexy Red, like, what are we doing? We're not putting any of them on halftime Super Bowl. We already had iconic performances from people who have been extremely relevant in the past, like Beyonce, Bruno Mars, The Weeknd, um, Michael Jackson and others. We're really, unless somebody new that's coming out that's really a banger, it's going to be either a supporting cast of people who is going to be performing, or it's going to be one megastar type of guy, and then we get Bad Bunny. I know a lot of people are like, huh? Like, how does that work out? And like, well, like 45 million people in America speak Spanish. I know it's a troubling time in our climate considering all the ICE raids and people getting deported, and it's a lot. And this is kind of like a reshaping, a kind of like the NFL's. How do I put this? It's not like a slap to the face to this administration by the NFL, but it's like it's NFL's again reaching out to their global audience, trying to bring everyone in together, and at least acting like they care about social situations and stuff that's going on in this country. So that's really, really it, man. Once that comes together, you're really going to see probably a lot more Latinos, not even just in this country, in the southwestern United States, but all over the United States and all over the world, tuning in probably to watch a little more football. Maybe they have their favorite team is now whoever plays in the Super Bowl because that's who they saw when they wanted to watch Bad Bunny, stuff like that. You're creating more global outreach. And I can appreciate that as an NFL fan. More so because it brings more eyes to the game, more coverages, and it just like, a lot it just tends to it tends to see that's where the country is leaning, in the future that, a lot more Spanish speaking people are coming into this country and staying, and a lot more people are just learning Spanish, and the culture is being spread a little more nationwide. So I mean, I'm excited to see Bad Bunny, man. Even though I hardly, like I said, I know bits and pieces of what he's saying and stuff like that. But for me, I mean, it's gonna be like what was it? Like I'm gonna be in my living room getting it, man. I mean, hey, so I'm gonna be in there. Hey, everybody gonna be like, what the hell is this? I'm just gonna be rocking like this. Bad Bunny, I'm gonna do with them bow. I'm gonna do with them bow. Hey, cranking, bruh. I'm gonna be doing it, man. So shout out to Bad Bunny, man. Shout out to all of the outreach that it's gonna provide, and man, just be prepared for the backlash. You don't have to respond to the ignorance and the other stuff that you're gonna see online, man. Just let it roll off your back because there's gonna be a lot of hate and a lot of racism and a lot of slurs that you probably never even heard before for Latinos, man. And it's gonna be an exciting show. So it may or may not have some political undertones on it, man, because I don't believe Kendrick had some last year. He may have did, but it was probably subtle. I can't say that I watched too much of it, to be honest with you. But it's gonna be fun watching Bad Bunny, man. It's exciting, it's different, and it's new. And once you get that exposure, you're gonna be like, hey, and then now you're gonna go to the club and be like, oh yeah, that's the song that he performed on the Super Bowl. Oh, especially when they drop that Cardi B joint where he has that verse on. Like you're like, oh, that's Bad Bunny. You're gonna be like, yeah, that's him. And you're gonna realize, oh, I kind of been listening to this guy on and off the radio or in the club probably for quite some time. So we see that, and man, I hope everybody enjoys it, man. I know I always tease my dad and tell him about like all the Bad Bunny and stuff that we listen to at the club that I work at, and it's gonna be, I get kind of annoyed and joke about it and stuff like that, but. It's gonna be fun, trust me, man. You're gonna enjoy that. If you like any type of Spanish music, man, or reggaeton and stuff like that, it's gonna be fun. Trust me, bro. Just sit back and watch and enjoy. If not, do what I did last year during the halftime break and just go. I said, take your little smoke break, man. Get right through the second half. Put in some live bets. It ain't gonna be nothing because anybody that loves to complain about the halftime show, they really ain't trying to enjoy it anyways. Because trust me, Bad Bunny is better than all of these old ancient bands that we've had in the past, like the Who and Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, like, bruh, like who trying to hear Red Hot Chili Peppers or AC/DC? Like we've had these type of bands in the past, and nobody cares. Like we don't care. It's a nice shakeup. He's an international global superstar, and he's the hottest man in the game right now. It seems like a no-brainer. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl. We've got some tight matchups next week. What are you looking forward to? And how did this week affect your fantasy? Because I know that there was a lot of injuries. Let me take these glasses off. I look kind of. There was a lot of injuries coming from this past NFL week, man. I know that it affected a lot of people's fantasy. We had Tyreek Hill go down last night as well in that Monday night game. It's unfortunate, man. A lot of playmakers and wide receivers out. I know, like I said, Lamar is out. They also dealing with their D tackle Matabuke is out. I mean, a lot of guys out on the offensive line. Joe Alt went down, guys in their secondary. It's a lot of injuries, man, because it's football, dog. It's a war of attrition at some point in time, but you just you gotta make way and next man up. You gotta make sure that every guy on your roster has an ability to make some plays down the stretch, whether you need them or not. They gotta be ready to play. And that comes down to coaching and roster management. But that's a story for another day, guys. So let me know what you think down in the comments. This has been another great episode of Oh Brother the Podcast. I'll catch you on the next one.